Hi, I'm Bob Sitze, and this is Full of Years. Today I'm holding this camera close to me because at any moment it may rain on me and I want to run back inside. Today I want to have you look at a question with me that you may have looked at before and may not understood how important the question or the answer might be. The question is, at your age, who's paying attention to you? Now, I know the feeling of not being paid attention to. I am, after all, without much hair. And those of you who know what it means to be bald, and please don't pity us, those of you who have been bald for a while know this strange thing of walking into a restaurant or a crowd and being ignored because you have no pretty hair. I'm only half serious or half joking about that because that's kind of what brought me to this question early in life. Who's paying attention to you? Now, as we get older, and I work with older folks, and I am one of them, I encounter this question quite a bit because there are these subtle signs, and you probably know them, of being somewhere and noticing the attention being parceled out. And it's a pretty precious thing, this attention, in a conversation or a group of people. And you find yourself kind of on the short end of the attention stick. People seem to be attracted to attention, and people laugh, and they give them honest answers, and there's a connection that when you're there, maybe it feels like people aren't really glomming on to you like they used to when you were younger. Maybe it's the opposite sex, maybe it's people younger than you, maybe it's even people old like you. But you wonder, is anybody paying attention to me? You tell your adult children something and it kind of goes in one ear and out the other like it used to, and you give advice and people do the opposite. And when you ask a question and give an answer, it seems like the people who give the answer back to your answer never heard what you had to say. You know the phenomenon, and as you get older, it kind of gets bothersome, doesn't it? Who's paying attention to me? Attention, again, is the world's first and only commodity. People will pay good money for attention. And it's the first thing that happens in our brain's decision-making apparatus, to pay attention to something or someone and then to decide what to do. Attention is an emotional thing, and so maybe there are emotions attached to people who are old, like, why should I pay attention to that old guy with no hair and a hat? Because there's a pretty handsome guy over there who's saying the same thing, and there's something different, and how I feel about old people. I don't know. But I know that the lack of attention, or the seeming lack of attention, seems to be a problem. That's not why I wrote this blog, though, because for me, there's an opposite side to the question, and it goes like this. Someone is paying attention to you. Yeah, they're out there. You may not know it all the time, and it may be having a delayed effect, like you say something and a year later somebody says, hey, you know what you just told me? It's true. But the fact is you are being paid attention to, not just by your caregivers or people who like you or know you, but because you are old, you have probably a leg up on this thing called wisdom. Because you're old, you've had experiences that other people have not. Because you're old, you don't have to make decisions and live with the consequences immediately. Because you're old, you make your decisions more slowly and more carefully, and therefore they're better decisions. Because you're old, you may not get angry or all emotional right away. Being paid attention to when you're old is a good thing, and it's happening to you. I would invite you to think about these two things. One, who really is paying attention to you? How well do they pay attention, and who are they? If they're paying attention to you, then number two, if someone pays attention to you, you're a leader. So here's a wonderful thing. Aside from the fact that people may not pay attention to you, there is the truth that people who pay attention to you think of you as their leader. And people who think of you as your leader, their leader, will pay attention to you more carefully than people who just think you're another one of those old folk. So take some time, take some stock of the people who are paying attention to you. Look at the quality of that attention and pick those people and those places where it's good. Cherish them. Understand that those are special moments and special people. and be a steward of the attention that's given you, so that what happens next is good and godly. And know too that in these blogs, I'm trying to pay as much attention to you as you are paying attention to me.